Welcome to SMF Street, stockmarketfunding.com. If you want to find out what we do, and we would love to have you here and love to show you what we do. We'd love to show you our platforms that we have, that we develop. Sign up for the free 5-day trial. International stock traders, hit the sign up button right here. You qualify to be here. You too can trade the SMF Street capital and get trained, and we will provide you with trading capital and all kinds of things that we have available at stockmarketfunding.com that people don't know about. Right now we're involved, and you can always hit the sign up button right there, put in your name and your email and hit sign up there. And once again, we have lots of things. Here's the chances of the double dip, which we talked about, and what the risk is. We took that higher. That's not Monday morning, but forward looking over the next 12-month period, we stand to go a lot lower if this Obama administration fails. And then you have lots of individual equities that are done. All of this is done. We are the #1 truly online live entry, live exits within buying and selling stocks during the intraday trading day. And we do many things. The only way you're ever going to find out is to come and watch. After you see it, you could grade us. Not only can you grade us, you'll see that for the first time any place you've ever been is that our system that we built works, and that you weren't fed a big story. So if you ever have anything to say about stock market funding, before you say it, then why don't you come and take the free 5-day trial and see what we do, and put the facts on the table as to who and what stockmarketfunding.com is about. Now, for the SMF Street traders, we're looking at Chipotle Mexican Grill. We're going to be looking at a series of option calls and option put options. We've done the weekly chart of Chipotle Mexican Grill. So in this video, what I am going to do is I've got 2 daily charts. This is a Chipotle Mexican Grill right here as far as the equity name, and it had a big short cover rally off of 148 to 153. And basically when that price action and the call option, this is a 160 call that could have been bought Friday at 55 cents because that was the price. So basically, using the call side, as always, SMF Street traders, is buying these at 60 cents. The high was $1.60. So if there's any volatility to the upside, you're getting the upside gain. And then when you have the, so basically you're using the upside volatility trade to hedge any volatility risk against your put options that you'll be buying. We haven't bought any in this last run. The reason why we're doing it today in our Saturday training session is there is the call option. I'm going to go right here to the September call or September put. And basically it's going to be a $155 put option. And like always, what we do here is we look for the value of inflated and deflated. The put options 3 days ago had a high of $11.50. Now they're down here where we like them at $5.40. That means that there hasn't been any other time within the trend cycle where the put side of the market, that's this side of the market, folks, right here, SMF Street traders, this is who I'm talking to. This is the best pricing that we have seen at any time within the $155 September put contract. True story. Right here is the chart. So basically, once again, SMF Street traders is we're buying wholesale here, and on the 160 call for September, if we pull back in the name, this would lose its value. You start getting in at the wholesale price down here, and if it's when it's time to transact the trade, maybe it's Monday, maybe it's Wednesday, maybe it's next Friday, maybe it's a week later, We'll let the market and the pricing mechanisms and controls get us in down here at the all-time deflated low value on the CMG 155 put. And that's this one here on the daily chart. Now let's bring up the daily chart up above here, and this here is the 160 call. One of the things that we're going to be monitoring, SMF Street Pro option market maker traders, is that we're going to be looking at the key Pacific area, which is below the market, which is fairly cheap. That's going to be the $145 put option. And the $145 put option back on 7/20 was $19.80. That was very expensive to buy put options. It was retail SMF Street. Down here, SMF Street, we're talking about a low of $2 versus $20. 3 days ago, the high was $6. $4 more have come out of that contract, and I will promise you, SMF Street, as you have done many trades over and over again, is that you will get that very wholesale deflated price. That's this one here. The actual call option that we're going to be monitoring on this will be the CMG. We're going to be monitoring. I'm going to put it in the level 2. That's the 155 strike price right now. And basically, that there is the 145 put. I'm going to put in here where that 155 call is. Are you ready for this particular call? Because I'll tell you why. There it is. $155 put. Let's put in the call now. So I've got the put option. We already know where that is. That's at all-time lows. Now let's throw in the 155 call right there. And let's take a look at the 155. It closes at Chipotle closed at whatever it was there. It was like 150, almost right at the strike price. Nonetheless, let's take a look at where the 155 call was wholesale. Wholesale, write it down, $1.56. The retail high, $3.50 on Friday. That's the 155 call that was once $6 over here. It's still got room to go. They were really retail up here. This is where the public loves to buy and hold them all the way down. That's what they do. They buy calls at the high, then they ride them down. So that's their shortcoming, not yours. Your gift and your well-being and your victory is this right here. The 155 put is wholesale, so I get in on this side of the trade at the right execution time on that day. And then the other is, if I get executed here, that's going to go up in value. The same 155 call is going to drop all the way back down in value. So when this does go up in value, this will drop down in value, or vice versa. This here we could buy, and if it wants to go all the way back up, then this will even go lower wholesale, and we'll end up executing the long and buying the put then. Just depends on what scenario comes our way. SMF Street traders, I'm going to conclude this tape. We've gone over it. Once I conclude the tape, what I want you SMF Street traders to do, and other people that check in the SMF library, I'm going to give you the option prices at the wholesale prices off of the tape. So then write those down, and then you'll go back and look at this videotape and the call and put option charts relative to the wholesale pricing structure that SMF Street will be putting together on these trades. And once again, folks, we have a variety of things that we're doing. And basically, when it gets down to it, it gets down to risk management. We're getting involved right over here in different kinds of strike prices, up and out of the money, below the market, where markets fail. where earnings fell. We will also tell the SMF Street traders to find out when Chipotle Mexican Grill's next earnings report is. So that way, yes, you trade the September contracts for intraday levels. However, the other longer term position management trades that are all about one thing. They're all about where either the earnings are going to tip to the left, so therefore that means that the lower GDP, the lower the consumer spending, people, look, Chipotle Mexican Grill is a very good organization, executes well. I don't think they have the sizes they used to have. Boy, when I used to buy one of their burritos, it was huge. Now when I go in there, I don't even go in there anymore, just for the simple fact that when the economy got weak and the consumers got weak, they started cutting their ounces. Even in those black beans, they even took the ounces down to much lower levels. Well, when you have as many stores and you're saving that many ounces, that's a big savings, and that's how come they leverage their company well. However, the company right now, in any environment, restaurant stocks are going to have a problem. The next videos that I'll be doing, and I'm going to conclude this one, is I'm going to be going through lots of trades within the restaurant sector.